What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I got a lot of catching up to do, and this is one of the stories that broke yesterday that I didn't cover. We going to Montgomery, Alabama today. Shout out Montgomery, where there was a mass shooting in which two opposing groups decided to open fire. And 14 people were shot, 2 people were dead or killed. 17-year-old boy who they're saying was the intended target, they think, and a woman in her late 30s, early 40s, if I remember correctly. That had nothing to do with it. We see all kind of reckless homicides occurring day after day after day in this country. And you get the same old smell where people say, oh, well, this should never happen. This is this and this and that. You got some people blaming the police, but the police only come after said offenses occur. They're looking for these people. They don't know who they are. They're combing through security and stuff like that. They got a big reward out for these people that did this shooting on both sides. And this is what they got out at present time.
Just heard a ton of shots. I mean, people started running inside of Paradigm, even in the office where I was. I mean, I can't even count how many shots it was, but it was quite a few people running. I mean, unfortunately, people laid out on the sidewalk. People trying to resuscitate.
Breaking first at 5, chaos in Alabama's capital city. 2 people are dead and 12 others are injured after a mass shooting just before midnight last night in Montgomery. Good evening, I'm Megan Scarano. It was a violent weekend across Alabama, from Montgomery to Tuscaloosa to Pelham. We start first with the mass shooting overnight in Montgomery. A 17-year-old boy and a 43-year-old woman are now dead after a shootout between 2 groups. This happened about a mile from Alabama's state capitol. 5 victims have life-threatening injuries. The youngest victim was just 16 years old. Police believe one person was targeted before gunfire was exchanged. Then several other people in the crowd pulled out their guns and started firing shots. The motive is still unclear in this investigation.
My personal opinion is this was very, very much preventable because individuals who pulled the trigger are responsible for this. They carried those weapons into this crowd. And at any time they could have walked away from this or walked away from whatever was happening, but they did not. And a bullet, once fired, does not come back.
Police say several weapons have been recovered. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed says this kind of violence is unacceptable.
Stupid people do stupid stuff that costs people's lives. We're not going to keep doing that. If they're reckless and they're dangerous, they don't need to be on the streets. They need to be somewhere where it doesn't matter what they do, what they think about themselves, because they should not have that impact on others. And so whatever that cost is, so be it.
Crime Stoppers Mayor Reed and Montgomery City Council President are now offering a combined $50,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
Breaking news is happening right now.
People who did what they did, who are responsible for opening fire on each other like that, did not care about the people around them when they did it. And now we have 14 people who have been shot.
Well, the Montgomery police chief vowing not to rest until they found the people responsible for last night's mass shooting. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Jarvis Robertson. Now, it happened around 11:30 last night as the city was hosting several weekend events. Of the 14 people the chief mentioned, 2 of the victims have died. That's 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalonda Williams. Now, 5 of the victims are said to be in life-threatening condition. Police believe one of the people shot was targeted and others in the crowd fired back. Now, as the search for suspects continued today, WVTM 13's Aaron Llewellyn is live near the scene in Montgomery Forest. So, Aaron, what have you been able to see now that there is daylight outside?
Yeah, Jarvis, earlier today when we first got to Montgomery, I did talk to an investigator, and she told me that where I am standing right here at the corner of Bibb Street and Commerce Street is exactly near the area where those shots were fired last night, taking the lives of 2 people and injuring a dozen more, excuse me. So we know that this is a pretty high volume area with traffic. We can see that there are people who are walking around here. Again, we did see that there were investigators that were in the area trying to piece together what happened last night. Now we did see again that there are some people who are walking around and also enjoying the area. And if we turn this way, we can see that there is a memorial that has been started with flowers that are being placed along the trees that are lining the street here. Now we did see that there were police cars in the area that were blocking the street off as well, again, as those investigators were looking at the scene here. And we did look at the press conference that happened earlier today, and the city is standing firmly that the shooting is not related to the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic, the Alabama State Homecoming, or the Alabama National Fair. They said that the people who were involved in the shooting didn't care about the people who were around them when it happened. Now, police say that the 7 of the people who were shot are younger than 20 years old, with the youngest being 16. So you can only imagine how people feel about the lives who were lost and are going to be affected by this shooting.
Last night's incident was unfortunate, but it was certainly avoidable. It was an incident of bad judgment, selfish behavior, and one that truly put the lives of many, many innocent people in danger.
Now, police did tell us during that press conference that there were guns that were recovered from the scene here, and that they had a high capacity of magazines. So you can only imagine how many shots were fired during that time. That took the lives of 2 people and injured dozens. So we do, or a dozen, excuse me. So we do know that police are still investigating. Again, we have seen people in the area investigating, taking a look at the scene here. So anytime that we have new information, we will bring that to you on air and online. For now, we are live here in Montgomery. Aaron Llewellyn, WVTM 13.
Aaron, thanks. Now, authorities are offering a reward of at least $50,000 for information that does lead to an arrest. Right now on our website, you can find all of the developing details on this shooting. That's also where you can find today's full news conference from the chief of police and the Montgomery mayor.
All right, guys, you've seen it. 14 people shot, 2 dead, and no end in sight of this bullshit. I mean, I'm at my wit's end with this. This shit, it happens every damn day. This is just one of the stories you hear about. And it's nationwide. Don't matter what color the person is, what background they come from, people are unhinged and don't give a damn. Listen, do you notice that the most violent, malicious crimes are done in public now? And long time ago, you know, it would be movies, and we'd be shock and awe of somebody doing something out in public to prove a point. And you'd be like, man, that's a cold dude. Well, guess what? It's a lot of cold people out here. It's crazy. We don't just have men out here doing violent crimes in the street, but also women. You lose the women, man, you lose everything, the culture, everything. And it's crazy. Can't even go out on a Saturday night and enjoy yourself. You know, without thinking that some stuff pop off, guns gonna come out and start firing. But this is the America we live in now. And it's no national push to do something about it by stiffening the punishments or the criteria of violent offenders so nobody fears punishment, and they damn sure don't fear the prison system. Most of the time they go, people they know is already there. A lot of their greatest influencers are locked up. So how does that help? It's just sad that, you know, you got multiple people shot. One person dead that they're saying, hey, might have been the intended target in a public street. And they decide to just shoot the guns knowing the bullets go all over the place and hit everybody imaginable that's in vicinity or radius. Some heartless people, black-hearted people out here, man, and something need to be done about it. Because these people don't care. They shoot and then run away. They say there's multiple guns found at the scene. You shooting with guns and then just drop them and run away. It just shows you, man. I mean, it's a thrill for the kill nowadays. Nobody wants to be a good person anymore. Being the bad guy is popular. And evidently it's profitable for somebody in one way or another. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Peace to the fallen.